Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Tuesday. We got 12 matchups on this NBA slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on NBA player props, go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay in the link below. Get 5 free entries just for signing up. Use it on this busy NBA slate today. Hopefully you can get some nice wins as well. And yeah, we'll hop into it today. 12 matchups. Huge slate today. Starting with the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. Cavs opening up as 8.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 214. The last 10 head-to-head, the Magic 7-3. 7-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 10 matchups. No Wendell Carter Jr. for the Magic. I do see Cole Anthony, Wagner, and Suggs are all questionable. Cleveland 4-6 in their last 10. They did beat the Magic 107-101 in their last meeting. Magic on a 6-game losing streak right now. Not looking too hot. Cleveland just 1-6 covering the spread against the Magic. Magic 1-6 covering at home. Kind of an ugly matchup here, but I like the Cavs for a moneyline parlay edition, but 8.5 points. I kind of like the Magic to cover. They covered in their last game against the Cavs, and we're gonna see if the Magic are without Cole Anthony, Wagner, and Suggs, then I think Cleveland blows them out. But if most of those guys do play, I like the Magic to cover at home, but I do like Cleveland on the road. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Indiana Pacers. Philly opening up as 12-point road favorites with the over-under at 231. The last 3 head-to-head, the Pacers are 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. I do see no injuries for Philly. The Pacers, I do see Brogdon and McConnell are questionable. But Philly on a 2-game winning streak right now. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Pacers on a 7-game losing streak right now. Been a rough stretch for this Pacers team. Philly 1-4 covering in their last 5. They've had trouble covering here. 1-5 covering on the road. Pacers 1-6 at home. I mean, kind of an ugly matchup on both ends. I do love the Sixers for your moneyline parlays. Not in love with that 12-point spread. Philly, we don't know what Philly team is going to show up. The Philly team that's on a 2-game win streak, or that Philly team that lost to the Pistons a couple games ago. So, rolling with the Sixers on the road here. And, if you want to take a shot with the Pacers plus 12, go ahead. It's a high number. More than capable of covering. And, but yeah, I'm going to roll with the Sixers on the road. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors opening up as a 4-point home favorite with the over-under at 226. The last 3 head-to-head, Toronto 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. I do see Gallinari and Bogdanovic are questionable for Atlanta. OG Anunoby is questionable for Toronto. Atlanta coming into this on a 5-game winning streak right now. They're playing good basketball. Toronto 7-3 in their last 10. Coming off that Miami Heat loss. Atlanta 5-0 covering the spread during this win streak. They are just 4-11 covering on the road against Toronto. Toronto 4-1 at home where they've been good. 10-4 covering the spread. A tough matchup. I feel like you could lean either way here. Both teams are playing really good, especially Atlanta on a nice little win streak. But this little win streak, they beat the Pacers, OKC, and Cleveland, 3 teams that are missing a lot of their players. So Now they're playing a tough. They are coming off a nice Brooklyn win. That was a good win for them. Going to be tough. Toronto, pretty good at home. 21-17 at home. Not horrible. I like the Raptors here. I like the Raptors when I looked at the line initially. Yeah, I'm going to take the Raptors money line and spread at home. Next matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets versus the Miami Heat. The Heat opening up as a 5.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 224.5. The last three head-to-head, the Heat 3-0, 2-0-1 covering the spread. The over just 0-3 in the last three meetings. I do see Jimmy Butler is probable. Lowry, Tucker, and Morris are questionable, so be sure to check their statuses. Charlotte 7-3 in their last 10, coming off a 30-point Philly loss. Heat coming into this on a 4-game winning streak right now, 6-4 in their last 10. Charlotte 5-1 covering on the road, but they are just 6-14 on the road against Miami. Miami 4-1 covering in their last 5. I like the Heat here. Hornets, against the good teams, man, they really can get blown out. Against Philly, they got blown out. I like the Heat here on a little win streak as we're wrapping this season up here. I like the Heat to finish out the season strong. Give me the Heat minus 5.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn opening up as 17.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 243.5. The last three head-to-head, Brooklyn 2-1, 1-2 covering the spread. The over sitting 1 out of the last three matchups. I do see Dragic is out for Brooklyn. Curry and Johnson are questionable as well. Houston on a 4-game losing streak. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Brooklyn 5-5 in their last 10. Coming on a 2-game losing streak here off that tough Atlanta loss. Brooklyn fighting for their playoff lives, which is crazy how talented this Brooklyn team is, and they could miss the playoffs here. Must-win game for Brooklyn, especially at home. Houston 4-1-1 covering the spread right now. Yeah, 17.5 points, guys. That's a lot of points. Brooklyn, even on the money line, Brooklyn is minus 2,300. It only makes sense to throw Brooklyn in like a 5-teamer or higher. They're not going to give you too much value here. Maybe a first half spread seems fine. Maybe the over could be the play here. 17.5 points is just too much. Spread wise, I would take a shot on the Rockets plus 17.5. Throw them in a teaser, get them plus 28, plus 30. They'll probably cover that. But definitely, I'm okay with Brooklyn. Throw them, if you're throwing them in a huge money line parlay, do that for sure. Just no way they're losing to the Rockets here. And then just be cautious. Maybe they do come out and blow Houston out, but Nets really haven't been blowing any team out. And they haven't been beating anybody by that much. And gonna take Brooklyn for your money line parlays. And then I'd take a shot on Houston plus the points on the road. And I'd take a shot on that over 243.5 as well. Next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Chicago Bulls. The Bucks opening up as 4.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 229. The last 10 head-to-head, Milwaukee 9-1, 6-4 covering the spread. The over's hitting 3 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Giannis is probable, so that's good. So is Zach LaVine for the Bulls. Milwaukee on a 2-game losing streak right now. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They did beat Chicago 126-98 in their last meeting. Chicago 4-6 in their last 10, coming off that kind of bad Heat loss. Milwaukee 15-1 against the Bulls, 9-4 covering the spread on the road. Chicago just 5-13 covering in their last 18, 1-10 covering at home against Milwaukee. Yeah, I think it's a great bounce back spot for the Bucks here, coming off that loss to the Mavs. Yeah, I think the Bucks bounce back here against Chicago's has not been able to beat the Bucks at all here. Give me the Bucks money line and spread on the road. Next matchup, we have the Portland Trail Blazers versus the OKC Thunder. Thunder opening up as a 3.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 223.5. The last 10 head-to-head, OKC 6-4, 6-4 covering the spread. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Winslow, Hart, Watford are all out for Portland. No Terrence Mann, SGA. I mean, both teams have like 10 plus players out. Portland on a 7-game losing streak. They did lose to OKC by 3 points in their last meeting. OKC 3-7 in their last 10, coming off a Phoenix loss. But that was a game where Phoenix was missing a lot of their starters. I mean, this is just an ugly matchup. A poor road team, a poor home team. Two teams missing so many players here. If you were to bet on this game, which I don't see any reason to even bet on this game at all, I'd take a shot on Portland plus 3.5. It lost by 3 last game. This game is a coin flip. Which team of role players and G League players is going to win this matchup? Who knows? I'll take a shot on Portland plus 3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Washington Wizards versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota opening up as 11.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 234. The last 3 head-to-head, the Wizards are 3-0, 3-0 covering the spread. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. No Kyle Kuzma for the Wizards. No injuries for Minnesota. Washington coming off that 144-102 loss against Boston. Minnesota on a 2-game winning streak right now. Wizards 6-1 covering against Minnesota, but they are just 1-9 on the road where they struggled. Minnesota 7-1 covering at home. Yeah, I like the Timberwolves at home. I'm not in love with that Wizards spread. I think the Wizards can definitely cover that 11.5 points. Coming off that huge loss against Boston, every night these double-digit favorites have more than enough opportunity to cover. Wizards are that like sneaky team that could just cover or win outright on the road here. Definitely rolling with the Timberwolves at home for your moneyline parlays, and then, you know, I don't mind taking a shot at the Wizards plus 11.5 on the road. All right, next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Utah Jazz. Jazz opening up as a 5-point home favorite with the over-under at 221.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Utah 7-3, 5-5 covering the spread. The overs hit in 9 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Steven Adams, Jones, Jaren Jackson Jr., Bane are all probable. No Tilly or Brooks or Morant. So Memphis getting some guys back that were out last game. Memphis on a 7-game win streak, coming off that nice Phoenix win. Jazz just 1-6 in their last 7, coming off that Golden State loss. With Memphis 6-1 covering the spread right now on a 7-game win streak. I mean, they've been playing so good. Utah 0-7 covering the spread right now. Yeah, we're riding Memphis, man. They're just playing too good here. Jazz are playing horrible. It's not, you can't even be concerned with the Grizzlies missing some of their players. They've played so good without their star players. It's been incredible to see. Riding Memphis plus 5 on the road here. Next matchup, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver opening up as a 7-point home favorite with the over-under at 234.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Denver 7-3, 4-6 covering the spread. The over's hit in 7 out of the last 10 matchups. No DeJounte Murray for the Spurs. No injuries for Denver. Spurs on a 2-game winning streak right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Denver coming off that Lakers win. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Spurs 1-4 against Denver. 0-7 on the road against Denver. Denver 7-0 at home against the Spurs. Yeah, I like Nuggets here. No DeJounte Murray. That's a big loss for the Spurs here. I like the Denver. I like Denver money line. And not in love with that 7-point spread. It's in that medium range where I think the Spurs could cover. But without DeJounte Murray, I think Denver could cover here. Rolling with the Nuggets at home. Next matchup, we have the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Sacramento Kings. Pelicans opening up as an 8-point road favorite with the over-under at 226. The last 3 head-to-head, the Kings are 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No real injuries for the Pelicans. Valanciunas is questionable. No De'Aaron Fox for the Kings. Pelicans coming off that Clippers loss. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Sacramento coming off that Golden State loss. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Pelicans 6-3 covering the spread right now. The under's hit in each of their last 5 matchups, so that's intriguing. Sacramento 1-7 at home. Yeah, I like the Pelicans here. Money line and spread on the road. Playing good basketball here. And must-win games for the Pelicans. So I do like the Pelicans on the road in this matchup. Then the last matchup, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. Suns opening up as 11.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 231.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Phoenix 7-3. 7-3 covering the spread. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see LeBron and Anthony Davis are both questionable. Crowder is probable. So Phoenix, they'd rest a lot of their players last game, but it looks like they're all good to go here. Lakers on a 6-game losing streak, on the verge of missing the playoffs, which, I really think they do. They really don't deserve to make the playoffs. Phoenix on a 2-game losing streak here. Lakers 0-6 covering against Phoenix. And then they're 0-6 against Phoenix. 2-15 on the road. Even with the Lakers, even with their backs against the wall, I know people try to give Lakers benefit of the doubt. I mean, it makes sense. Look, it's a must-win for the Lakers. They got to win. They're double-digit underdogs on the road. They have to win this matchup here. Not a chance. I'm not taking the spread or money line. They just are so unreliable. They really fall apart. They just don't show up. You can't bet on the Lakers. It's too hard. If you want to take a shot in the 11.5, it's going to be a very sweaty cover if you're hoping for that. I don't want any part of that. Give me Suns money line and spread at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.